Hey, what's up, buddy shoppers? It's Joe Samino here. That's about as exciting or as excited as I get. Um, so we're going live. I actually have Instagram up also. Um, so I'm going to be kind of looking back and forth. And for those of you on Instagram, I will try to catch your questions if you send it. I can't promise you that I'm going to see it because I'm going to be kind of jumping back and forth here between the main camera and you guys over here on Instagram. So anyway, so so we've already got so the premise of this particular broadcast, and I'm hoping to be able to do this on a regular basis. We've got Marilu's commenting on YouTube. But anyway, so the premise of this is basically to talk about the club and maybe some of the things that we see or about the lifestyle, whatever. And lifestyle can be, swinger, BDSM, LGBTQ. I'm not well versed in everything, but I'll give you my honest opinion and answers on things. So, kind of shoot. But if I have some interesting stories to tell, there are a couple rules. You cannot ask me what the most strangest thing I've seen at the club is, and I'll tell you why. That will always change. So what I will do is when we are operating again, I will tell you what the most interesting thing that I saw over that particular weekend was. Now, if what I saw that weekend is more wild than anything I've ever saw, I will tell you about the most wild thing before that. I hope that all makes sense. But basically, I'm not going to answer the question today, tomorrow, or next week what the most wild thing I've ever seen was, because that could change. But I will amend those answers to reflect the last previous most wild thing I've seen. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so we actually already have Keith Cook is asking, there's only one question we want to answer, but of course nobody knows the answer to. I know what that question is without Keith actually ever asking it, which is, when are we going to open? I don't know. What I do know is that we're going to open when the governors and that say we can open. So, yeah. So there's that. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But while I'm here and waiting for questions, I don't know if Marilu is going to jump in to join. Let me see if she sent me a message or not. Let me look at my handy dandy screen here. Uh-oh, I just lost my cursor. I'm losing my cursor. I will take a look at my messages and see if Marilu is going to join us. Sorry, I'm looking at I have two monitors. I have a really big one. Oh, so let's see. I am going to invite Marilu. She wants to join us. So give me a second here. And we will get her into this in a moment. Sorry. I wasn't sure if she was going to come in or not. Marilu, you are going to check your email, check your regular email for the link to join me in this web chat. Anyway, so while we're waiting for Marilu to jump in and join us here, I want to, something I don't think I've really ever talked about is sort of how we started in this. Let me see here. Anyway, so we got a question here before I get into that. It's always exciting to get new questions. Gosh, my mouse is really getting goofy today. So Sarah's asking, are we extending memberships for the months that we are closed? The answer is yes. The long answer to that is I don't have a way to do it automatically. So I can't go through and just click a button and say extend all the memberships. what some people are doing, even though their memberships have run out, they're going ahead and renewing, and that we 100% appreciate, because like many of you, we have no income. You know, Marilu is kind of quasi laid off from her job. And, you know, my full-time job for the last 10 plus years has been operating the clubs. So, you know, with no events going on, we really have no revenue coming in other than from the little bit that's coming in from memberships. But, you know, we understand that, of course, you are strapped for cash also. And if that's the case, you know, we will just send me an email and I'll extend your membership. Now, as Sarah's just saying, she just renewed their membership. Sarah, send me an email anyway. And as a thank you, I'll go ahead and extend your membership for double for what you just renewed it for free. So we appreciate you helping us out, because every little bit counts, whether you bought a $10 membership or the full year membership. We appreciate that. So, here on Instagram, OGB. I like OGB better. I'm going to call you OGB from now on. So OGB was in the chat on Saturday night, by the way. I hope that's not too much information, but OGB's on Instagram right now saying, are we considered a restaurant, bar, or movie theater? Well, I guess we could be considered all of those. And, but the reality of it is that we are well, actually, we could be considered a few things. We actually fall under a social club, or we're a social organization. So, what does that mean for opening back up? I don't have a fucking clue. I really don't. You know, there's all kinds of things that are being floated around, rumors. You know, what we're considered, how things are going to get reopened, and because we have two clubs in Ohio and one in Pennsylvania, the rules are going to be different. So, and I have not decided if, let's say, Ohio can open and Pittsburgh can't. Are we going to open the two and not the one? Or are we just going to open them all together? Or wait, I don't know. I really don't know. And I guess the real answer is we will cross that bridge when we get to it. So, I wanted to ask, but I've been scared about being able to pay you guys back. Not Corey. I don't know that I understand your question. I'm not sure what you pay us back for. So we're getting a bunch of comments are coming through here. So Sarah's asking how to reach me. Sarah, just you can send an email to the letter G at bodyshopclubs.com. That goes to me directly. If you want to get your membership renewed. If you have not renewed your membership, and you know, you want help with that, you know, just send me an email directly. For the record, and I don't mean to sound like a dick, but this really is only going to apply to somebody who had an active membership when we closed down. If your membership was expired a month or a year ago, we're not going to just renew it, you know, for free. I mean, I guess I could, but maybe I'm being a dick. I don't know. So I'm actually kind of excited here. Unexpectedly, we have two people we're going to be adding. I actually already told you Marilu was coming in.
Hi.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got Marilu. I didn't have audio at first. But we also have the ever elusive Kim. I hope Kim has audio. Do we have audio yet for you, Kim?
Do we have audio?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay! I don't know. I guess those headphones were bad. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we tried getting Kim in. Well, we're going to do it Friday night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Friday night, Kim was having issues locating a piece of equipment. So, Kim, I'm just going to ask you to move over to your right a little bit because you're a little off screen, if you can. Maybe there you go. Be right in the center of your screen because we're splitting it three ways. Can you see us okay, Kim?
Yeah, I can see you.
So anyway, so we were supposed to
I don't know. I give up.
let me see if I can change it. There we go. How's that? There we go. There, I just changed the configuration so we can all see each other. So anyway, we were supposed to do this Friday. And then we were going to do it again on Sunday, which you guys just got me. I'm sorry. You only got me. I hope that you guys on Instagram can hear the audio from Marilu and Kim. So if not, I apologize. You're just going to have to suffer with listening to me. So OGB is asking, we're commenting because we're a club or a private club, would it be like a country club? Well, actually, the country clubs are golf courses, and that's specific to golf courses. But I like the way you think. So let's see. Ryan Turtle Paul says, "Hey, Joel Semino." We got Christina said they just renewed. What did she say? Depends on what you put in your mouth. I obviously said something that that elicited that response.
Okay.
So anyway, so we got Kim here. And actually, just to give a little history, Kim and I have known each other for quite some time. Probably as long, if not longer. Actually, I think longer than I've known Marilu. But Kim used to come to our club, our naughty club, before it was Club Eros. We used to do little mini raves. You remember that, right?
O2. O2 was the best. It was the best.
Yeah, so we used to.
Oh my God! Nobody ever wanted to go home. So.
Actually, I did. So
I'm sure you did.
Yeah. So yeah, I started in the club business back in about 2000, 2001, I think it was. My dates could be off. I'm getting so old, the years just kind of mesh together anymore. But yeah, so Kim used to come in when we did little mini raves in our little space in downtown Cleveland. And that space eventually turned into another club called Club Eros, which I am no longer affiliated with, but started the club 15 plus years ago. Well, that was a swingers club, but we've done all kinds of weird and crazy stuff. And one day before I die, I'll write a memoir of all the weird and fucked up shit I've done in my entire life. So, but anyway,
you know what the best memory I have of that place? Do you know what that best memory I had, G? You were like, somebody went in the bathroom and must have went in circles and puked. Because you went around in circles, like there was puke everywhere. Oh my God.
Unfortunately for me, that was not an uncommon occurrence. Because the raves would start at like midnight. That was wasn't that Luke that used to do those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So no, it was Moose.
Well, yeah, Moose would DJ that. Actually, Moose was generally, if I remember correctly, he was the closing DJ. He would always be the last one.
Yeah.
And you know, being unfamiliar with the scene as I was then, my understanding, or maybe I'm wrong, but my understanding usually your headliners go last. So my assumption is that Moose was sort of like the headliner for the rave. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. So
yeah, because that's how I started dating. I dated him. So yeah.
I remember. I remember that. So yeah. So Kim has sort of been in and out of my life, so to speak, over the years. Like she indicated, she was dating Moose, who was one of our rave DJs. And then he DJ'd for us at Club Eros also for a while there. But give me 1 second. I'm checking messages. So Kim, and I feel terrible because I everything runs together now. And I think I've asked every single staff member when they started with us. When did you start working at the body shop? Do you know or remember?
Oh, 2006, 2016.
Okay. All right. So going on 4 years now.
Mhm.
But you've done, I think you've done just about every job at the club so far in some way, shape, or form. No.
But no more bartending. No, I'm joking.
Wait. So that was if we go back to a conversation we had with Sarah, I don't know. Did you watch that interview, Kim?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch it.
We talked about the night in question when.
Oh my God! It's so I'm so embarrassed.
So we don't need to rehash the story too much here, but if you go back and look at and watch the interview with Sarah, we talk a little bit about this night. But this night we're talking about, Kim was bartending. That's right. Because to be honest with you, I was a little tipsy also. Yeah, Kim was bartending that night. And but unfortunately, I don't think we were super busy. So Kim was also bartending for herself.
Yes.
And got a little inebriated. We were all a little inebriated that night. So, but was it Scuba Steve? I'm looking at the Instagram stuff coming through here too. All kinds of goofy stuff. But anyway, so yeah, Kim's been with us since 2016 then. So tell us, what is your overall feeling about the club? I think I've asked pretty much everybody this so far. Because you had never really been to the club as a swingers club before, correct?
Right.
So were you nervous your first night working?
Well, yeah, I mean, when Jeff asked me if when he finally told me what he did after, the club or before the club, it kind of surprised me because I would never really met anybody really in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, okay. So I dressed up, really sexy and stuff, and I think it was the schoolgirl theme or something like that. So I mean, I'll be told, yeah, like, I don't know, like, when we were there, we did play just with ourselves while people watched.
Right.
But me and him, we never ever played with the couple. But we would walk around, when we were there. But most of the time, though, we were working. Because sometimes when he would call off, I would DJ. And then, the days he couldn't work, then I would work for you. And then when you'd have the dungeon parties, I would usually walk around to make sure everybody was okay.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I felt like I became part of like a family. With the people I work with, it's like you create bonds with people. And you get really excited when you see somebody. Hey, every week, even if it's only been a week, you get excited to say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
Right.
But yeah, it was interesting. I enjoyed it. If I was in a different relationship, I probably would have played.
Oh.
Okay. But me and Jeff, he just didn't want to do that. So.
No, that's understandable. And
I was open-minded to it. I don't think he was.
Well, it's interesting that you said that, because that's a big expectation. Or let me rephrase that. There's a lot of people when they come to the club for the first time, and even the first few times, they get it into their head that, when they attend the club, that they've got to play or hook up with other people.
Right.
Or this expectation
right.
of that. Did you ever feel like there was pressure for you to participate with anybody else?
Oh, Oh no. I mean, I've had people come up and ask me if I, do you guys play or
Right.
we would just say no, casually, but we do like to watch, that we would say that. So I
Who
mean, we would
doesn't
walk
like to watch?
around, we would walk around and watch people.
All right.
Right. But I think if it would have been with a different person, like if it wasn't in like a real relationship and just a friendly sexual relationship, I definitely would have played.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's important to note that there isn't ever an expectation. So if you've never been to the club
Right.
before, there's never an expectation that you're gonna have to play with other people, or even venture into areas where play might take place. There's always areas of the club that are not where you don't have to participate in anything like that. So, but um, so at work, wh- I'll ask you
Oh
this
no.
question. Oh, you there?
Nope.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Thought we were losing you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No. Okay.
Um, so I'll ask you this. Do you have any memories that stick out from working at the club that like oh my god moments for things that were happening that you saw? Or can you talk about that right now?
At this club or the other club?
Well,
Whoa. Okay.
The new at Body Shop.
either one, really. Uh-oh.
Which one? Body.
No, either one doesn't
Well,
matter.
there's been a lot of drunk people, including myself. um, Actually, though, you know what though? As I see, like working here, everybody is actually very kind and not pushing. I mean, there has been a couple guys that we've had to say, hey, back off a little. But actually, really, everybody's really kind of asked permission. I feel everybody, there's not really anybody saying, hey, come with me. Like some clubs I've heard of where guys grab you or anything. There is nothing like that at our club. And I really respect that because especially what if it's your first time and somebody grabs you, you're not going to come back.
No, that's a good
And
point.
at our club, I feel, yeah. And at our club, I feel we're very, respectful. We're always watching to make sure the new people are okay. We're asking them all the time.
Mhm.
We even tell the old members, hey, this person's new. Could you go up and talk to them, and introduce
Right,
yourself?
right,
And
right,
everybody does that. It's like we're a family once you come in. We want to make sure that everybody is okay.
right, right. Well, that's good. I mean, that's definitely. I mean, and that's the environment that we try to foster. Is basically we want people to feel like they're in a safe place. And I say that knowing that sometimes you see on the internet people make fun of all these millennials and their safe spaces or whatever. Well, it's actually a real thing, and it is the environment that we try to foster. But it's a safe space, not from. Well, let me rephrase that. For us, it's a safe space to explore being yourself and your sex, and exploring your sexuality in a place where people aren't going to judge you. Kim, you've gone to
Exactly.
regular bars and nightclubs. You can't necessarily dress provocatively and go to a regular nightclub and then not expect to get harassed by guys or get
Oh
dirty
yeah.
with other women. Like, oh my god, look at that slut dressed like that. I mean, that's
Exactly.
you're not going to have that. In fact, at our place, not only is slutty dress appropriate, it's encouraged. So,
Just slightly.
Exactly.
right.
And,
And
and that's what I like. You can be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the environment that we try to foster, at all of the clubs. But so how have you been dealing with I'll ask the question everybody's asking and talking about. So with the coronavirus COVID-19 shutdown. How have you been handling it?
Well, I have somebody to keep me company, and it's got a 3-year-old. So, yeah, I just watch. I just watch him, and we do crafts, and I don't know how many times we watched the Trolls movie, but as long as he's safe and I'm staying safe, that's all that matters. I try not to go out. So.
Right. Well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I remember we weren't locked down, but I watched the Lion King movie about 7,200 times. That was the movie of the day when my kids were growing up. So I think I could almost recite all the lines from the Lion King.
Yes.
Yeah. So
how are you guys doing?
Good.
Yeah, I'd say we're doing pretty good. I feel like my mental state is slowly declining. At some point, I'm going to end up going postal or something. I don't know what, or maybe go streaking down the road naked. But I don't know what. So, Marilu, how about you?
You can do it.
I'm okay. I've had a couple of days where I'm like, I just need to get in the car and go somewhere. I just need to go. But for the most part, we've been pretty good. No one's killed anybody. So
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's the best part.
Yeah.
So now you've been you're married, and how long have you been married now, Kim?
Oh, since 2014.
Oh, okay. All right. And
So,
go ahead.
6 years, yeah.
Okay. How
6 long years.
Well, it certainly sounds like a happy marriage. I'm totally kidding.
Well, I don't. Well, he works third shift. He's still working.
Oh.
So I don't really see him. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good for you guys, though.
Yeah. It's easy to not.
Yeah. Well, he makes parts for the government. So.
Oh.
Of course, he's going to still be in work. So.
Yeah. Well, that's good. There's so many people.
He makes like steel things. I really don't know what he does.
Maybe he's not allowed to talk about it.
He makes steel things. Okay.
So it looks like you're imbibing some wine there. Is that accurate?
No, it's Pepsi.
Oh.
Too fancy.
Yeah, it looks like it's in a wine glass, so I just assumed it was wine.
I need some wine.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
I'll tell you what, I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big drinker at home, but as of probably the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we've opened a couple of bottles of wine. We went we were in Ohio a couple of weeks ago and for Kenny's funeral, but we stopped at the liquor store on our way home because they were all closed here in PA.
Yeah.
And I bought a bottle of Captain Morgan Black, and it's almost gone already. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
That like 9 bottles of wine?
Yeah. What?
I was.
Go ahead.
I was glad you at least got to go.
Yeah, that was sad. For those of you who don't know, we lost.
We don't got to talk about it. But.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'll start getting emotional again and crying. But no, we lost a good friend a few weeks
No
ago.
crying.
So yeah, no crying today. Yeah, there's no crying in sex talk. So it reminds me, what was the name of that movie? A League of Our Own. where Tom Hanks yells at the girl. I can't remember who was crying, but he says, "There's no crying in baseball."
There's no crying in baseball.
Okay, if you guys see a cat all of a sudden go across my screen,
Well, there's Buddy.
Oh, that's okay. No, it was the girl who brought her son because she didn't have a babysitter.
Yes.
She was the one that was crying, and he was like, "There's no crying in baseball."
That's exactly right.
Oh.
So let's see. So I just want to put this up on screen. So Mr. Caswell says they're seriously interested in considering checking out the club. Well, you really should. This is actually from YouTube. And then, so they must have watched the show from yesterday where I was day drinking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I looked okay. I rewatched it. I actually rewatched it because I wanted to see how silly I looked. But I think I did pretty good. I don't think I looked like I was drunk. Really, actually, I didn't feel like I was drunk. We see Kitty Butthole on Marilu's screen.
She's just like.
I'm honored. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Yeah. So, yes, I was day drinking yesterday, but anyway, I digress about that. Maybe I'll day drink today. I don't know. But anyway, so
I've had a bottle of wine in my fridge for like a year, and I still haven't drank it yet.
Why? Are you not a wine drinker?
Oh, I am. I don't know. I just don't drink because when I drink, I get stupid drunk.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So Cogswell says I seemed okay for the most part. I was probably babbling. Yeah. So Steph on Facebook says that she's a huge coffee drinker. So interesting story about coffee. Marilu's playing with her pussy.
I'm just like, stop it already.
So up until about 6 years ago, I did not drink coffee at all. And Marilu kind of got me, I don't want to say hooked because I don't feel like I'm like I don't know. I don't feel like I'm hooked on coffee, but she started with chai tea lattes from Starbucks, and I had never been to Starbucks prior to meeting her. So she bought me one of those, and those were fucking delicious. If you've never had a chai tea latte from Starbucks, they're unfucking believable. So, but that's how I got segued into coffee. And now I drink it pretty much every day and probably anywhere from 2 to about 10 cups a day, depending on the day.
That's if you remember that you made it and left it under the coffee maker.
Yeah. I have a terrible habit of making coffee, and then I walk away and go do something, and then I come back an hour later, or maybe they'll come out to make a cup of coffee, and my coffee's still sitting on the coffee maker cold. Mm-hmm. But I broke the record for leaving my coffee the longest. Before it was probably like 2 or 3 hours. About a week ago, it was over 24 hours. I was actually downstairs in the office working, and I made a cup of coffee, and then got sidetracked. Came down the next day and walked by the coffee maker and saw my coffee cup still sitting on the coffee maker with coffee in it. So, that's not a bad idea. So Steph says they spiked their coffee in the mudslide.
He loses it every day.
Yeah. I've never had a mudslide coffee. Has anybody else had a mudslide coffee?
No, you knew my routine. On the plane, if it's the first flight of the morning, it's obviously coffee and Bailey. So.
Wait, when you're working?
No.
Watch it, because I think one of your coworkers is watching here on Instagram.
Never while I'm working.
Let's see. Oh, you only drink. So Jeremy's watching us. Kim says he only drinks coffee in the fall, and usually it's usually like pumpkin. It's
like a pumpkin spice thing.
Pumpkin.
Got it.
Oh no.
Oh.
Go, 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 go. I'll be right back.
Lucky Charms with Jameson? What is he thinking?
Has anyone else had Lucky Charms with Jameson? I don't know about that.
Yeah, that
So I think we lost Kim to a 3-year-old.
That must be a Merce sausage thing with the
Jameson.
The Jameson and your Lucky Charms.
Hey, welcome back, Kim. Was that a 3-year-old
Hey. Yes. Sorry about that.
That's okay. That's all right. So Pam says that she puts rum chata in her coffee.
I've done rum chata. I've done rum chata a few times while working here at the club after having worked my regular shift. You know,
Bailey's is good, right? Bailey's.
Yep, Bailey's.
Yeah, I do Bailey's.
Yeah.
I do Bailey's. Okay, so here we have a question. What is a sex club then? And this is from Twitch, actually. For those of you that are watching on Twitch, we are brand new to the Twitch scene, and so we're live there on Twitch as well. So Bugger Red Cello. Did I say Cello? I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Bugger Red Cello. What is a sex club then? So what is a sex club? We're not really a sex club. I know that.
I'll leave that one to you.
Yeah. So I put in the title "Confessions of a Sex Club Owner" only to be, number one, a little salacious, and unfortunately, a lot of people think that's just what it is. Like we're this wild and crazy sex club, like what they've seen on television or whatever. But really, 80% of what takes place at the club is socializing. It's, for the most part, and Kim, you'll probably attest to this. It's just like going to a regular nightclub. The big differences are this. The big differences are you can, like we talked about earlier, you can dress provocatively. If you go with your partner, you can have public displays of affection. You can maybe be topless if you want to. You can be as
provocative.
Provocative and frisky. But nobody's going to judge you. That's the interesting part about it. So it's not really a sex club. It's a sex positive club.
Right.
I would say that's a more accurate description.
Sexually charged atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Especially when Kim's there, it's definitely sexually charged.
Sure is.
So Marilu, you might be able to see this. Jessica says that she misses us.
Oh, hey, miss you
guys too. Miss you guys too.
I miss everybody.
Yeah, I do too. Gosh, it's been really tough. We were talking with some people yesterday. It was 15 plus years of me basically not having a weekend off, and I went from not having a weekend off to having the last 6 weeks off. I wish I were under different circumstances. I wish I was semi-retired instead of like this as a forced retirement. So we have another question from Twitch. How do you stop people who may not partake? So I'm not sure if I understand the question exactly. But how do
you mean just people who just want to watch? Is that what?
Maybe.
Or maybe we're discussing what our consent module is.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what they're saying is, like people that aren't participating, how do you keep them from being trolls? I think that's what I understand the question to be. So, no. So here's what they're saying: are people there just to ruin the mood? No, absolutely not. And and actually, this is another, I think, cool thing about the club is that people are coming there to have a nice time.
Right.
If you've been to a regular bar or nightclub, there are people that go there to get drunk, get into fights, be an asshole, be rude. you know, are there people like that in the lifestyle? Sure.
Yeah.
But typically, if they come to the club once and they act like that, they get off.
Come back.
You know, there's no reason for them to come back.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not really a thing. It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's a great question. Yeah, there's probably occasionally you get douchey people, but you know, but that.
Yeah, but you know what? As workers, we see that. We've watched to make sure that everybody is having a good time, and if we see somebody doing anything inappropriate, we take them aside and we try to give them a warning if it's something just yeah. But I mean, if we see somebody really doing something, they're gonna get kicked out for sure.
Yeah. So somebody here on Instagram said, yeah, that you're paying a lot of money just to troll.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. But for some people, truth be told, the price of admission is worth just being in the atmosphere.
Right.
And that's really what you're paying for. Because number one, don't show up to the club expecting that you're going to, there's going to be action for you. You know, I don't care how good looking you are. I don't care how great looking you think you are, how big your dick is or your boobs or whatever. None of that equals a guarantee to having fun with other people. And by having fun, I mean having sex. You know,
that's kind of secondary to what happens at the club to begin with. It really is truly about people socializing, meeting other people that are into the same things that they are into. And for the most part, otherwise dancing and having a good time. The fact that happens at the club is just like a byproduct of everything else first and foremost, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you've seen, right, Kim?
Oh yeah, I mean, in the beginning, people walk in, they get their drinks, they socialize, they dance because I DJ some of the time, and that's how people interact with each other, and that's you're talking to different people, and so you're asking them probably the same question: what are you into? So you're getting the vibe, the feel yourself. Of course, nobody's gonna come and talk to you unless you're really trying to make an effort.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's 100% accurate. Yeah, so if you're showing up with the expectation of having fun, you're showing up for the wrong reason. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have fun. There's nothing wrong with seeking it out. Absolutely. But yeah, don't show up thinking, oh yeah, this is. I mean, I got a text message. I think it was from Saturday night at like 4:00 in the morning. Some goofball sends me a text and says, "Hey, I want to have fun with girls. Is this the place for that?" No, we're not a strip club. We're not a show club.
You have escorts. That was another text we got at like 3 a.m. Do you have an escort available? I'm like, what the heck? 3 a.m?
Yeah. Now, Kim, if you are looking to make some extra money, we may be able to help out that way.
Did you see that drive-through? Did you see that drive-through strip club?
Yes.
In Portland.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey.
That's actually a pretty.
Hey, he's keeping his employees. Yeah, he's keeping his employees still at work. Hey, why not?
Yeah. Now somebody posted that from here in Pittsburgh about that strip club, but my understanding is that there was something similar to that here in Pittsburgh years ago that they had. I don't know how that works. Maybe somebody can chime in that's from the Pittsburgh area that has a little more information about that. They can post some information. But yeah. So we were talking about escorting, and Steph says that they would like to make some money. No joke. So, well, that is
my favorite part was they get a free roll of toilet paper.
Is that what it is?
That was you get a free roll of toilet paper. You pull in, you order food, and then you see the girls and you tip them, and then you get your food.
Right. Oh my gosh. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's you know, you've got to be creative. You've got to be creative, you know, about that stuff. You know, so
I think he's smart. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So someone was asking too, what advice would he have for someone that's new to the scene? You know, like, because it seems intimidating, and it's not. It's you know, it really is. If you just come in with the mindset, like Gelsomino said,
Oh no, what happened?
yeah, that you're, you know, not expecting something to happen.
right.
It's usually when it happens,
Sorry.
you know, and you can't be a wallflower or be shy. The whole point of it is to socialize with people and find people that have the same interest as you. You know, one of our biggest thing is that we like to say, don't yuck on someone's yum. Not everyone's going to have the same fantasy or kink or just a mindset. So you have to be open to thinking about, you know, what it is that you specifically want and being able to address it and to other people. You know, so that's basically how you come into the scene. You
No,
know,
that's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
so
Do you have any? You have
I
any
see this
stories,
question.
Tim?
I see this question here.
mhm.
I see. Well, I'm looking at this question. It says, "How hot are the women that show up?"
Oh,
I mean,
no, that's
everybody
so,
has their own preference.
yeah, yeah,
He said that's the least favorite, you know,
yeah.
question. Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
Jason. This is Jason from Club Pittsburgh. He runs
Okay.
a gay club
Hi.
in Pittsburgh, and so he gets the question, you know, how hot are the women that show up? And actually, we get that too, but
Mm-hmm.
we get so like, are there just all hot people that show up? We get that question two ways.
Yeah.
The most common way that question is asked is, you know, is there just a bunch of really hot, good-looking people that show up there because we're not, and we don't want to feel out of place?
Right.
So the answer to that question is always, there, like Kim just said, there are people from all different shapes, sizes, you know, creeds, you know, everything that come to
Yeah.
the club. You know, from model material to not model material.
Yeah.
You know, I'll speak for myself. I'm nowhere near model material. You know, not that I get laid at the
You're
club.
not.
No.
Hey, it's Mr. G, Mr. GQ.
Yeah, right. But no, it's you know, so then the other way that question gets asked is the opposite side of that, where you get a couple who thinks that they're super hot or whatever. And I'll be very frank with you, 9 times out of 10, the couple that thinks they're super hot isn't. They're okay. I don't want to get into all that, but anyway, but they're the ones that ask, you know, oh, is it all nice looking people? You know, we want to go to a club or go to a place where there's people like us there. And in my mind, my answer is, oh, so you want to go to a place where they're all assholes?
Oh, the perfect. Oh, is everyone HWP?
Yeah, height, weight, proportion.
Yeah, height, weight, proportion. It's like, I don't know. What are you? I mean, who defines what is?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Cogswell from YouTube says beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
And that is so true.
It is.
So true.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
there's a little bit of everything for everyone here. And that's just the big thing also, is that the club is so diverse. And, you know, you can have people that are poly, swingers, you know, the LGBT community, cross-dressers, you know, everything.
yeah.
You know, at any given time, at any given event. And that, I think, is what just makes it so different for us amongst other clubs. I know for New Year's, when we were up on stage here in Pittsburgh, I know G got a little sentimental.
I got a little emotional.
Yes, he did.
And I wasn't drinking.
on in, and what was the emotion that came over you all of a sudden? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, so what was really cool, I've told this story a couple of times, and Kim, you may or may not have heard this. New
No,
Year's
I don't
Eve.
think I have.
No, so New Year's Eve, and this is true for all three of the clubs. But we were at Pittsburgh, and it was really busy. It was New Year's Eve, and we were just getting ready to do the balloon drop. So Marilu and I are standing on the stage, and I was looking out over the crowd of people, and I see, of course, straight people. I see bi people. I see cross or transsexuals, cross dressers, gay, black, white, Latino, good looking, skinny, heavy like me, all walking
Plump.
life in one place, celebrating. Well, I'm going to get emotional talking about it again. Celebrating.
I always know how to push your button.
Yeah. Celebrating the new year in one place, and not a fight, not a problem, not a side look from anybody. It was just pure joy and fun. And it was just great. I got emotional. I think I said something to Marilu. I said, this is just unbelievably awesome that all these people are here in one place like this. So,
like I said in my post, in Facebook, I said, you and Mary Lou, you really do give people a place to be themselves, and it's a beautiful thing that you guys are a part of that, and you let people be a part of that, because it is like you can be yourself, and I love that.
Yeah, I agree. Well, actually, this is a good segue, Kim, that you said that. So our person watching from Twitch asked, trying to find others with similar interests, how do people go about that? Putting yourself out there for something so personal seems risky for many reasons. That's very true. But let's step back from that for a second. Because this is true even in a relationship. A couple, a partnered couple, I'll speak from my own experiences. The first 10 years of my first marriage, for all intents and purposes, was spent closeted. And by closeted, what I mean is I didn't talk about all the weird and crazy fucked up things that I thought or that were exciting to me. I didn't discuss that with my wife. For exactly what Buggered Cello is saying. It's very personal. It's very risky. You get the fear of being judged. So it has to start in your relationship first. Assuming you're in a relationship. Now, if you're not, and you're attending the club as a single, I understand there's trepidation about being open and honest about what your sexual needs or wants or desires are, but you're doing it in a place where basically everybody else is there for that reason. They're there to explore those things. And the beautiful part about that is you're probably not going to put yourself in another scenario where for the success that you may have. I mean, you're not going to find that at the grocery store. You're not going to randomly walk around talking. You're not even going to go to a regular club and talk about the things that interest you.
Yeah.
Because if you come out of the gate with that at a regular club, you're probably going to get shunned. Whereas at a regular club, or at a club like the Body Shop or other clubs, it's not just relegated to the Body Shop. There are other clubs that do what we do. You can have those conversations with people. So, there's probably a couple of kinks or things that may raise an eyebrow or two. But even with that, those are few and far between. And provided it's not illegal,
Well, there are ways to still have some of the basic fundamentals of sex being, illegal in their old law books, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I know that in at least one state, if not several states, anal sex is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that.
Fellatio is illegal.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Do I live in a state where fellatio is illegal?
No, you do not. Yay!
You criminal.
Yes.
You know what though? To be honest, let's just like growing up, our parents never really talked to us about sex.
No.
And I think now me, like I have a 23-year-old. We've always talked about sex in the house because even though I didn't have that, I always wanted him not to be embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
So, so sex is never going to be a taboo in my house, and that's how I want it because I don't want them to feel ashamed or like why is this happen? Why do I feel this way? I don't want that to happen. So.
That, Kim, that is beautiful that you said that. I don't know how to impart to people that are in family situations. Number one, obviously, to talk about sex with your partner, but then to be able to have open dialogue with their children about it. That's like the pinnacle as far as I'm concerned. Because you demystify all of the salaciousness of sex when you can have an open and frank discussion with your kids. Unfortunately, in this country, and I'm not going to get it personal, in this country, sex is demonized for the most part, except for if you're advertising on TV. But in other countries, they talk openly about sex. I mean, they teach their kids about sex and when it's appropriate and all that. But it's not taught from the mindset of, oh, you got to wait until you're married or you're, whatever the milestones that are put in place for having sex.
Yeah.
But like as you said, Kim, when you you eliminate that.
I just taught him to stay safe. I say, hey, you're going to have sex. I understand that, but make sure you're safe about it. Now he's in the Navy, and I'm not sure what he's doing right now, but he had 3 girlfriends before he left into the Navy. Like he had like a 2-year, then a 3-year, then like a little bit of year. But he was safe with all of them, and hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I was gonna say, did he have 3 at the same time?
No. No, three relationships. But I just always said, hey, if you're gonna be safe, you're gonna be safe, and if you need condoms, you let me know. Yeah. And he would always say, Mom, we went to Planned Parenthood, and she's on birth control.
So give me 1 second here. So I'm going to tell the people on Instagram real quick. So Instagram has a 1-hour time limit. If you want to continue watching us, either jump over to Facebook, our fan page, which is Club Body Shops. You can watch us on Twitch, or you can watch us on YouTube. Just go to the Body Shop channel. All of those links are available on our website at bodyshopclub.com. But I'm going to end the Instagram broadcast now because it's going to stop anyway here in a couple minutes. So peace out to Instagram. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, Instagrammers.
All right, so we're done on Instagram. Instagram's really goofy like that. I appreciate the fact that they do video, but
weird, yeah.
Yeah, they're limited to an hour, but I have to do it separately from another camera. So,
I remember when it was only used to be 15 seconds. Remember that? When Instagram first started, you were only allowed to have like 15 seconds. No.
So Buggercello is asking where the line is when talking about sex. I think the line is short of being pushy, number one, or pushing your kinks or your desires on somebody else. And like we said earlier, if it's illegal, you probably don't want to talk about it. No.
Or just, if you're feeling like the other person's comfort level is a little askew, then it's social taking on social pointers in that aspect. But we did a class. We actually did one of our educational classes on fantasy talk. Remember that one? And that was actually a lot of fun. We had several couples that came in, and it was just kind of where everyone threw their kinks or their fantasies in a fishbowl, and then we went around the room, and everyone was um, picking out what the suggestions were, and we talked about everything in an open forum, and it kind of gave everyone a sense of, one, not being judged or being shamed for what their fantasy was, but also to kind of gauge, based on their partner's reaction, what kind of reaction if they continue the dialogue
Right.
without anyone really knowing who.
Right. So, to qualify that, Buggercello was Kim. This is going to be for you.
Okay.
He's asking, where is the line when talking with your family, talking about it with your family? How deep does that conversation go?
Well, I'm not ashamed about talking about sex at all. Obviously the first time I talked to my son, he was, why are you asking me? Like, why are you saying stuff to me like that? But eventually we got over the embarrassment of it, and I would talk to him in front of his girlfriends. I'm like, you guys are using protection, correct? And they would say, yeah. And the girl would be like, wow, your mom talks to you about sex? And he's like, yeah. But yeah, all his girlfriends were really amazed because none of their parents ever talked to them about it. But yeah, I don't feel you should feel ashamed. Eventually, you're going to do it. Pretty much almost everybody in the world's going to have sex.
Right?
Yeah, this shouldn't be a shame to talk about it. And I just, like, my husband's family never talked about it. My mom, though, she did talk about it. I don't know. My mom was a different kind of person, but.
You
but
say
yeah,
she did or she didn't talk about it?
She did.
Oh, okay, got it.
But yeah. So maybe, just go a little easy at first, and then you can really say, hey, this is how you're going to feel. This is, when you are ready, I want you to feel comfortable enough to talk to me about, hey, do you need birth control? Is it, are you ready? Just, I don't know, talk to your kids, because sometimes, my friends are doing it, so I should do it. No, you should do it when you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing. I think for some kids, I didn't really feel that way. Well, it's not fair for me to say this because I think started very early. Well, probably earlier than a lot of people, but not everyone. But I never really felt pressure from anybody about it. It's not like my friends are asking, "Oh, have you had sex or whatever?" Or, but I know that is a thing for some people. When you're in school, who's virgin, who's not. I got to imagine it's even worse now with with the internet and everything being available online so easily. The expectations have to be even more obnoxious. I don't know. That's my thought, though. Wrong.
Yeah, we didn't have any of this growing up. I didn't have my first computer until I was 21.
Yeah. I was not far from that. I think I was 23 when I had my first computer, Kim.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true.
It's crazy.
Who were you talking to? And they said we were talking about Commodore 64s, Atari 400s, and we were talking to somebody. Technically, that was my first computer was an Atari 400.
Yeah, our road friend.
Oh yeah.
We were like, yeah, remember when you had an Atari and remember the compact and the compact was like the size of a suitcase.
Yeah.
And they had a cover, and you put it on, and you walked around.
I still have my Nintendo. I have my Super Nintendo still.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you remember the Commodore 64s?
I do.
No, okay. We had computers in school. I remember we had the computer lab. You had to go to the computer lab to mess around with the computers at school, like the Apple IIs.
Yeah. Oh, we never had Apple.
What was the game where Grandpa always got dysentery? What was that game?
What?
Oregon Trail. Remember Oregon Trail?
I never played that.
Oh my God! Someone still has their Atari 400.
Shut up.
Someone just commented they still have theirs.
Michael Dunn, I still have my Atari 400. That is great. And if you still have the cartridges for it, I had so you could plug a cartridge into it, kind of like how the old Ataris were and the Nintendos. But I had a game. It was a what do you call it? When you fly airplane, what do you call that? A
simulator.
Yeah, simulator. Thank you. Wow.
To the airplane person.
Yeah. So it was an airplane simulator. But here's how you loaded it. There was a little cassette player, and you had to put the cassette in, and you'd have to press play, and it would load. It would run for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and it would load into the machine that way. That's how old my fucking computers were.
Oh my God.
Back in my day.
Crazy.
Well, we were taking computer class. Since I am a little bit older than you, I was actually taking shorthand.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We didn't have computers in school.
Yeah.
When I was in school, and I'm only 2 years older than you.
Yeah, Marilu's only 2 years older than me. I know, surprise. I look way younger than Marilu.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the good old days. The good old days.
Yeah, for sure.
Phones. Mobile phones were like what? This big? And then you still had the purse. Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever
have
have a bag
juke.
phone?
I have a juke. It's a juke. It was that little, and you flip it over. It's like this little. I still have that. It's somewhere now.
Is it
the smallest
phone?
one ever? Yeah, it's called a juke.
Oh.
Juke. And it was that little, and you flip it, and it was like this little.
Shut up.
It was like this. Hello. Yeah, it still works. Yeah, I just got to plug it in. Next time I get on, I'll show you.
Dude, if you could make a phone call from that would be amazing.
It was through Verizon, so I have Sprint. I bet you I could put my number back on it.
That would be hilarious. If you get that thing working, we're gonna go live again, and we're gonna have you make a phone call.
Hello. It was really like when I was working as a pharmacy technician, my pharmacist had it, and I was like, that's the coolest phone ever. So I had to go get one. Can you hear me? Hello? I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me? I don't know.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. So
I'm sorry about that.
we had Marilu, you back?
I'm back.
Oh, okay. So I had to do it on my phone. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm going to come back in. Let me see if I can get back in the other way.
Oh,
Okay.
G-Man. Okay.
Yeah. So I apologize, folks. We have some technical difficulties. Oh,
I was talking about all those old Ataris. All the old computers at Jinxed us.
there we go.
I know.
Let me get out of here. All right, so we're back. Sorry. I don't think, Kim, you probably never disappeared, did you?
No, I kept talking. And then I realized you guys weren't there. I'm like, hello? And I'm pressing buttons like, hello?
The joys of the internet.
Yeah.
So Marilu and I are in the same place, so I think we lost our internet connection there for a few minutes. So anyway, so I'm glad we're back.
Dave was sent a message. I'm like, not sure what's going on. Next time.
So we were talking about video games. So Steph is talking about Sims. Did you guys play Sims?
No.
My little sister did.
No. I was more into like, oh my god. I can't even think of what I used to play. Oh, Tetris.
Nintendo. I have my sister. Tetris is cool.
Yeah, I never really got into Tetris. I did do Sims for a little while, but not for very long. I got bored with it right away. So, but yeah, I did it on PC. I didn't play it on anything other than PC. So, but
I know.
What's that one game where everybody gets into that Second Life or something, where virtual like they're different people and they go into like, it's called Second Life.
I remember
like,
that. I never played that
like
either.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I don't know what any of these games are anymore. Or Fortnite. So my youngest plays Fortnite, and he's got a Twitch account. So I logged into it. He told me, come, check out my Twitch channel or whatever. So I did that. I don't have a fucking clue what was going on in Fortnite. Like, I watch it. Like, I could watch Call of Duty. I could watch some of, I know what's going on. Fortnite, it was completely foreign to me. I just, I don't know.
My son would call me in the room sometimes and be like, look, Mom, look at this game. Doesn't look so real. I'm like, yeah, what are you doing? Oh, just shooting people. I'm like, oh, okay.
Just shooting people.
My son, he was getting paid from his friends because he would host games.
Really?
So my son was a hustler. Yeah, he would host the games. Why everybody?
Baby. Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, so esports, we're really offshoots here. We completely divergent from the sex talk. But esports is a real thing. I mean, there are people that make good money playing video games. I'm not one of them because I'm terrible. My kids used to make fun of me playing Call of Duty. I loved playing Call of Duty, but I was terrible at it. Like, my kids would spank the shit out of me playing Call of Duty. But anyway, so I don't know, Tim. I think we're probably going to wrap this up here. I don't see anybody asking any more questions.
I think
unless you want to share some of your deep, dark secrets.
Well, I apologize for the other day. I just couldn't find my computer because I don't hardly ever use it. So
no apology.
Our phone is our computer.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's true for a lot of people.
I have it now, so. And I might just plug it directly into the box so that way there will be no lagging. The Ethernet, yeah.
Okay.
Whenever you.
Well,
All right, well, good deal. All right, Kim. Well, I'm glad you got to jump on here.
Yeah.
It was fun getting to chat with you and stuff. So I hope everybody else enjoyed the broadcast. So
I'm glad
I'm sorry, Marilu and I dipped out for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are okay, and it's nice to see you guys.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see you too, Kim. We'll see you again real soon.
Yep.
Okay. Bye,
All
guys.
Bye. All right, Marilu. We'll see you later. I'll see you upstairs.
Ooh.
Or put something sexy
Promise?
on. All right, guys. We'll see you later. Thanks everybody for watching.
Yes,
And we will I don't know, maybe we'll be back on tomorrow. We'll talk about some fucked up crazy shit. I don't know. But we'll talk about what Marilu and I do tonight. Maybe that's a no. yeah, we'll be sleeping. We're getting old. All right. Well, we had fun with you guys too. Steph saying they had fun with us. Appreciate you guys watching. You guys have a good one. You take care.
Bye-bye.